and welcome back to Football Made Simple. Two Spanish giants in Atletico Madrid and Barcelona took center stage in La Liga as Diego Simeone and Ronald Koeman pit their wits against each other. Atleti were looking to continue their strong start to the season, whilst Koeman is still looking to get his feet under him. In the end, Atleti came away with a 1-0 win thanks to a Yannick Carrasco goal. But the XG did indicate that Barcelona created the better quality chances. And the XG time app shows that Barcelona applied more pressure once they were already behind, although the majority of their XG came through a single high quality opportunity. But what tactics did both managers use? Let's take a look. A quick shout out to my Patreons for helping to make this video possible. If you want to support, head on over to patreon.com/footballmadesimple and you'll get rewards like early access to videos and exclusive content. A quick reminder of both teams' formations. Simeone chose to line up in a 5-3-2, whilst Koeman on the other hand stuck to his preferred fluid 4-2-3-1. Let's start by looking at what Barcelona tried to do on the ball before moving on to Atleti. As is to be expected, Barcelona looked to play short from ter Stegen for most of the match. For the majority of the game, Atleti didn't press particularly high, instead sitting in a mid-block 5-3-2. This is shown with a high passes per defensive action of 20.4. But as Barcelona approached the halfway line, Atleti would come alive defensively, often with Correa and João Felix looking to press the centre-backs. As a result, Alba tended to push higher on the left, while Sergi Roberto formed the third centre-back to have the numerical superiority, and he often received the ball in this space and then looked to drive higher. As a result, he had the most passes for the side, as well as the most touches. But when he drove high into this region, the central midfielder could push out to apply the pressure, knowing that the other midfielders could shift across to cover Barcelona's double pivots. This was a pattern repeated on both sides, with the industrious midfielders willing to shift across to cover the fullbacks, knowing that they did not have the wingers to double up defensively. But Barcelona's offensive shape often saw Alba push high, meaning that Pedri would come central inside alongside Griezmann and Messi. Occasionally, when Atleti's midfielders were caught high trying to press, we could see Messi drop in between the lines to receive the ball and then look to create. But as the match wore on, Atleti were much more cautious, protecting the centre of the pitch at all costs. Correa and Felix, instead of pressing the centre-backs, now covered the routes into the pivots. This meant that even if a Barcelona man got on the ball here, they would instantly be surrounded and couldn't turn. Atleti was successful in doing this, with only 22% of Barcelona's attacks coming centrally. Naturally, the wide regions were the solution for Barca, and Roberto would find space in this inside half space in the midfield. We even saw Messi look to drop into similar regions at times to get more time on the ball. And although Barca usually had a front five, Atleti's default back five meant that the half spaces were usually covered. But this also meant that 1v1s were possible, and with Roberto staying central in midfield rather than overlapping, he often looked to find Dembele, who, 1 versus 1 against Carrasco, fancied his chances and would take him on, leading to some dangerous crossing situations. But generally speaking, with Barcelona's main creative players being central and Atleti stopping the supply well, they struggled to create. But these sort of high positions, left them vulnerable to Atleti's attacking transitions. With Roberto often more central, it meant that there was space behind him. We would often see Felix drop in to receive the ball, and Carrasco would break quickly from left wing back to get into space behind Roberto, leading to promising situations. Shades of this are present in the winning goal. Roberto is higher, and when Atleti clear, Piqué moves up to win the ball. It breaks to Correa, who has dropped deeper, and he plays in Carrasco, who is transitioning quickly behind Roberto as always. Ter Stegen has misjudged the situation, and Carrasco finishes from deep. Now, what did Atleti do in more controlled possession? When under pressure high up, Atleti were more willing to go long, with Oblak attempting 24 long balls compared to Ter Stegen's 8. But generally, when they moved higher up, they were able to have fairly easy possession, as Barcelona's front line didn't press high. Instead, they shifted to a mid-block 4-3-3 with Messi central so that he would have to do less pressing. And Atleti generally looked to overload Barcelona's back four. This was initiated by both wing-backs being given the license to push right up the pitch, whilst Correa and Felix remained higher up the pitch. However, one of the two forwards would often look to drop into this space, whilst Llorente was a willing runner into the half space looking to get on the end of a ball. This meant that in effect, Atleti had a 5 vs 4 advantage against the backline, and thus made use of half space runs to get into dangerous positions, whilst the forwards occupied the centre-backs. This is also shown in the average positions. And this indicated that Atleti were not content to just sit deep throughout the 90. Overall, Simeone will be delighted with his first ever La Liga win versus Barcelona, meaning that they go joint top of the table with a game in hand. Barca, on the other hand, are languishing in 10th, and Koeman will no doubt soon come under pressure from the fans. But what did you make of the match? What other tactics did you notice? Drop them down below. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I'd appreciate a like. And a special thanks to all my current Patreons, including Andre Tanase, who have recently joined the Ultra tier. But that's all for today, and remember, keep it simple.